Welcome to AquaBrain TV and AquaBrainChats. This is Drew. We're back at it with Ben Nadeau. That's right. The Ben418 is back on the show to talk snow skating just in time to start getting the cobwebs off your gear, getting ready, getting stoked. Ben, how are you?
I'm good. And yourself?
I'm good. It was nice talking to you on the phone yesterday.
Yeah, man.
Had some interesting topics you wanted to discuss. Let's jump right into it, man. We got the season upon us, and getting those cobwebs off our gear and ready to go. I like his
hmm
shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Support your boy. Support your boy.
Dude, we'll get. I guess we could start now, but I guess that company is just a POS, and I guess they don't pay. Uh, they don't pay people. Their customer service is terrible, and like I couldn't even get into my account yesterday. So I'm gonna have to find a different way to get people my gear. But I'm glad you got your stuff. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. So you have problem with your supplier there?
I think it's I think it's kind of a scammy thing. I don't know.
The
I
quality is not bad actually, if you ask.
really, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I got a shirt. There were I wanted to get the skate the snow one, but I can't get into my store somehow. So
Yeah. I
I
got
don't
one
know.
of those too. I think I got two of those.
Really, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a cool logo. So
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
definitely
Maybe
cool.
maybe I'll do a little more research and see if I can find a more reputable company. But hey, we're kind of limited on time here, so
Yeah.
let's get
Let's
into it.
jump in. Yeah.
How's
So let's talk about me and the season coming up.
yeah, buddy,
Let's get
do it.
started with that. So yeah, I'm training right now to be fit for the winter, so I don't get hurt. You know, that's the main goal: riding every day, not broken and be half of the season at the hospital, at home, doing nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
This year, we're gonna travel and meet people. So I'm gonna ride less, more time on the road, more meeting people. So if people want to come up and shred with me, send me a DM down below. I'll be more than glad to host you and show you around and try some boards as well and all those things. So yeah, going that season. Gonna film as well a lot.
Cool.
That might be my last year for the Ben418 and maybe start something else afterwards.
Yeah.
More focus about different thing that I do than just binding less, snow skating, and everything else.
Yeah,
Uh,
you're into a lot of stuff. In fact, when we talked yesterday, you were on your new toy.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I love toys, so it's always fun to go around and try new things. You know what I mean? And see the future, be open to new things. You know, and that's why snow skating is all about. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh, so yeah, open to new things, and yeah. So this winter we're gonna go definitely travel, meet people. I'm on a budget as well, so I have to be making sure everything's respectful, kind of thing. But yeah,
Yeah.
we and again we're gonna demo more pro board everywhere. So do pro board
Yeah.
demos and everything. Again, like we talked yesterday, I would love to start doing contest again, but again, it's
That'd be
people
cool.
showing up, and that's the main deal. You know, the
Right.
problem is, you know, when you have you make a contest, you get all those sponsors to send you stuff, the organization, the time
Yeah.
to deal with the hill, all those things, and you have four
Yeah.
people showing up. You're hoping to have one lady snow skater out there as well, so you're like, oh my god, you know, like
Yeah.
if I had like 15 ladies showing up and like 50 guys, that would be ideal for running an event, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you see some events that don't even, a lot of them don't even exist anymore.
Yeah.
I was looking back through some of my old footage on one of my drives and some videos I'll probably be posting here soon, which is something I want to do is dig back into my kind of my archives and resurrect some of the stuff that was on an old YouTube channel that got deleted or whatever the case may be, and just kind of try to build that stoke again. I know TikTok is kind of a interesting platform. I'm just kind of diving into that. And I, you know, I've kind of love hate with it already. And, but I think that some clips of some snow skating on there, just try to reach people where they're at, and I know that a lot of people are on TikTok. So, um, the Ben418 traveling around and just shooting videos every day. I mean, that's so much work. That's just a ton of
Editing,
work.
people don't realize, like I said, a lot of people, when they ride with me, they realize that, oh my God, I film all day and they can only do one run with holding the cam. And after that, they realize that, the snow skating is more physical than snowboarding. And after that, they're like, oh my God, the combo of the whole thing and doing that on a daily basis, it definitely, you need to have that strength to make sure you're good, but people don't realize all the good stuff that I do. You guys don't see it because I don't have a camera when it's done, and I can do
Yeah.
so much more without a camera. And the dream would be to have somebody following me all the time that know how to film. And
Right.
but again, that's an elusive dream. And I live in a national park, so we're not allowed to have drones around. So like that's another factor. That's I do what I do the way I do it. And I don't have a budget.
Yeah.
This is with my own time, my own money, my own
Right.
everything. So
I hear that.
it's what it is. I
Yeah.
do what best, and I think I do some content. This Monday, I'll post a video of me riding with an American fellow that I met randomly at the hill, and we had a blast. So and it's very hilarious video. So watch on Monday, baby.
Yeah. The Ben418 on YouTube.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
should
So
be
yeah, it would.
subscribed.
Yeah, thank you for subscribing and yeah, supporting each other. I think in the community that we are, like I said, you said there's a lot of contests that we miss, but there's a lot of people that we miss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Pre-dog, Florida powder skate, uh, December snow skate. There's so many good guys out there that push the limit.
Florida.
Florida, yeah, all those guys push the limit to the next level and the design of boards to the next level. And we all have families, we all have all those things to do. So at the end of the day, it get a toll on us. And again, it's have to come start from the support of our community.
Yeah. I mean, and like sitting in the seat again, it feels good. It feels like, you know, I I'm hoping that it's a service. I'm hoping that there's, every once in a while I'll get a new subscriber or somebody that comes on. And I think in order for somebody to subscribe, they have to really be touched in this kind of, appropriately, obviously, but they have to really, feel a connection because, what we're doing is kind of personal to us. And so if they don't identify with it, then they're not going to want to see that next video, and that,
Yeah,
but I don't know. It's a
yeah. But
labor of
again,
love.
yeah, I just post for a video and I'm having fun. So I know some videos are better than others. Like I said, when there's somebody filming me, I see the difference. When I'm filming somebody, I see the difference as well. Like I said, I wish we had more budget, but the heuristic is about supporting. And I look videos of you that you made, 10 years ago, and I still enjoy them. I still enjoy like what was that first movie that was on YouTube that I watched? That was done the snow skate
Living the dream or skate the snow. Living the
skate the
dream,
snow. I
probably.
think that was one of the
Free
first
foot.
one.
Yeah.
And I still watch those video. I still watch the video of Nolly with his surf in Alaska, his powder skate in Alaska. When he had the Salomon one way before he make his Asmo board. And I'm like, I look at this and I'm like, this was so inspiring for me back then. You know what I mean? I was like, dude, the guy's in Alaska with his powder skate, and I'm riding in powder everything. And back in those days, Adam Bennett believed in me, and with the Florida powder skate. And I was lucky enough to have powder every day and live the powder dream. And I was lucky enough that he believed in me as well. And now Greg Ryan believed in me with the pro board. And I try to push the limits of what the board can do, the limit of myself and the limit of the terrain and what Mother Nature got to offer. A lot of time I bring some snow skater with me in some areas of the mountain that I love to ride, and they get there and they're like, dude, you're messed up. And I'm like, this is what I like to ride. I don't but
Yeah.
snow skating mainly is made for groomers and all those things. And, I try to bring them to the big
Cat
mountain,
tracks.
and that's what's nice about snow skating. Like you have the guys, Alan Grenache and Justin MFS, who are doing the tricks. You
Yep.
have people doing the daily riding resort, like you with your daughter. I love watching you and your daughter. I feel that I'm sharing a good moment with you guys when I'm watching, and that's what for me the YouTube at the end of the day is all about. I just want to bring people. I ride 100+ days a year. A lot of guys that watching this video are riding maybe 15, 10 days a year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm running 10 times ahead. And I
Yeah.
always tell people is like, I've been snow skating since 2005, so for 20 years now, full time, around 100 day a year plus. So if you
Jeez.
think where I am in the timeline, I'm like, 25 years before you catch how many days I've been riding, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. No kidding.
And it's a sacrifice. People's like, oh, you're lucky. I'm like, no, no, it's a financial time choice and sacrifice at the end of the day. There's a lot of other things I could be doing that I'm not doing just because that's my dream. That's my life.
Yeah. I
So
mean, it fulfills something in you. There's something some hole that's being filled, obviously, because you wouldn't be out there, you wouldn't be making that commitment if it wasn't your passion.
I'm 50 years old and I'm excited every morning to go to jump in my car and put my snowboard boot when my kids go to school. They're going to school and I'm like tying my snowboard boot as fast as I can. And I'm like, see ya. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm like pump and stoke every morning, and I feel that's a blessing and a luck. I don't feel like, oh my God. And, for some people who do that, it's a chore. And it is a chore, at the end of the day, because, sometimes I go there, I don't feel good. And you've seen some video, I talk about it. I'm like, hey, today I don't feel good, but I'm still out here.
Yeah.
Sometimes the conditions are totally like not good, and I'm still
Right.
out there and trying to just have a bank and just do flips or stuff on that little banks or a little powder turn or go for a hike. You know what I mean? Get the most of it. And I'm
Yeah.
grateful for all of it at the end of the day. And but yeah, it's a financial. Snow skates are expensive now.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think they almost double on the Liptech website. They used to be like 344, and now they're like 599 or something like that.
Yeah. Something for the completes. I know that I get my stuff through Pluto. Jeez, come on.
It was a big
Uh
distributor in the States.
yeah, I mean he's in Tennessee, just got a shop in Tennessee, Pluto Sports, and he's always ordering from LibTech. That's like my local shop. I went there and I love supporting Pluto. But I was like, well, I got to go to my local shop just to like at least be a guy that's inquiring about, you know what I mean? Be a guy that's inquiring about them. And he's like, yeah, I didn't order any this year because I didn't. And it's like that to me, that's an issue because if these shops are taking a year off and stuff, how does LibTech view that? And like you can see behind me, I went out this year and bought it's funny, my daughter and I bought us mid-season subs, so we really like the LibTech ATV, the 48 ATV. It's got a nice little kick on the nose so that it doesn't just you don't just nosedive when there's some accumulation. In fact, actually, it can ride up to a decent amount of powder. Obviously, it gets too deep at a certain point. Um, but
I always say with those boards, it's under under 20 or around 15, it's the max that you can do, depending on your skill level as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and the terrain, right? So
Back in the days, if you look on my videos, I did Spanky's ladder on black comp with my 38, and it's like, like this, and it's like it was a feet of snow. It was challenging, but I was just bouncing from mogul to mogul, and it was
yeah.
just so much fun. But like you said, the ATV. But I brought something for you, my man.
Oh, okay. Well, while you're up, I'll oh look at that.
So me, that's my favorite, the twin,
Yep.
the
The
twin.
yeah, the old 48.
The all 48 twin. I think this board, it gives you that skating surfing feel. The tip on that one was very unusual compared of everything that they did. It's very gradual, like a powder one,
Yeah.
and it's on. And the flex on that ski was, for me, was just like so perfect. The flex on that ski, it was just an amazing ski. I just bought it last year from a friend that he was selling his, and I was like, dude, I want this ski as all the good memories, you know what I mean? Because that's
Yeah.
the first ski that got me into the big mountain before I rode the Florida.
Oh yeah.
When I met the Florida, that's when I was like, okay, Florida's the next level, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Like I was saying, I got a mid season sub for my daughter and I. So we have our beat up sub now that we've been riding for. In fact, actually delaminated both of the old subs and then filled it in and stuff. So those are like, I mean, that just shows my daughter and I've been hitting the mountain hard, so we have our repaired subs for the beginning and the end of the season when the coverage is, and so we can still go out and then we don't have
And
to
that's a
worry.
must if you want to push.
Well, right, because then if it's your only sub, then you're holding yourself back and you're like, I can't go there. Now we're like, all right, well, I got my mid-season one. So if I do delaminate this one again or get a core shot or something, then hopefully I don't. But I got another one I can throw on. And so that's, I don't know. I'm stoked about that. And like go back to Pluto, he had a nice. Sweet, dude. We are pro right now. Yeah, he had a couple to pick up. So you're gonna travel around this year. What
Yeah, exactly. Through British Columbia and Alberta
okay.
to meet old friends and document the whole thing and see. I still want to do that helicopter trip, but
Yeah.
again, getting people with the money.
Yeah.
So somebody win the lottery and it's like, Ben, you need to make your dream come true. Uh,
Right.
or we get invited, all of us, and an helicopter company says like, hey, we have a cameraman crew. Find 8 of the best rider that you want to go, and I would go with them. So that would be definitely something on like, if not this year, what I was planning to do is just go with me and my son. And I
Yeah.
think finding an
Oh,
operation that let you do it bindingless, it's still hard. You know what I mean?
oh,
There's
I'm
still people
sure.
are not welcoming. I'm sure you go
Right.
to Steamboat, Colorado, they'll be like, whoa, 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 and it's a great facilities to go heli skiing there as well.
Hmm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
travel, film. I bought more equipment this year, so the filming is gonna get better, the editing is gonna get better. Hopefully, I can put good songs, but again, that's all about the copyrights. So
Yeah.
I go with what I
That's
can with
tough.
the music, because it's the copyrights is dictate what I can put and what I can.
Yep.
And yeah, I think it's going to be one of the last year. Next year, like I said, we're going to snowmobile a lot as well.
Okay.
So snowmobiling, it's part of we're going to go to Revelstoke and snowmobile tons. So
Nice.
we're going to see more backcountry and see more what Jeremy Jensen does as well, and try to aim more in that direction of
Yeah.
just powder, free riding, big mountain, risk taking, avalanches. That's where we're going at this year.
Well, be careful. We lost a community member last year,
Yeah,
and it's very it's sketchy. You gotta, sometimes you get complacent, and I'm not saying that's what happened, but you just like, oh, I've been here a million times, and you just, or I'm in a new spot and I don't really know, like avalanche. If you're gonna do that, know your snow, know your procedure.
And again, I know everything because I've been trained and everything, but I'm going there with airbags. I have a different carabiner for when I ride backcountry. So if it breaks, so my board doesn't drag me down as well, because that's something in the early days when I designed the airbag leash.
Oh,
Uh, it was to save my life, because I got dragged down in the snow in avalanches many, many times, and you're trying to unclip your board, you're trying to like get it out because it's dragging you, and you're getting covered by snow at the same time. You're trying to protect your face so you can get a air pocket, and you're
yeah,
getting dragged. So that's why I came up with that air thing. But again, like, who would ride an air leash? Would you pay like $800 for a leash that's going to be with an airbag, and how many times you're going to
right,
use it? Like, I use it a
yeah,
lot because I go in the backcountry, but nobody else use it, and it's been a
right,
part of a design from airbag, avalanche stuff, and kayaking stuff that I mixed together to
gotcha,
create this. And there's a weight to it too, because you have a waist around your belt, you know what I mean, and everything.
yeah,
And there's a floater for your board, so you can find your board if when it get detached.
right.
And there's like a breaking point, so the board get detached as well, and the airbag
Jeez.
just pop on its own.
Interesting, man. Is this, yeah, I mean, that's the question, right? Who's gonna pay for it? You
Yeah,
know?
would you pay, like I said, $1,000 for having something just so you lose your bag? But again, how many people are doing like tons of powder surfing every day? There's what I see on the internet. There's a BC powder surf. I see a lot of things on Instagram with him that he's always snowmobiling. Again, Jeremy Jensen and his crew, they're always out in snowmobile and everything.
Yeah,
And there's a Nolly in Europe, and there's a couple of guys here and there, but for a 25 leash and the price that it cost me to design it, I don't know how much of a response I would get out of it. You know what I mean?
right,
And
right.
but I do use it myself because I don't want to lose my board in the deep snow, and
Smart.
I don't want to get dragged down. And that's the main thing when it starts sliding and everything goes like that after the spider web. That second the spider web's gone, that's when you have to like unclip your board and you stay on your board. You try to ride it out, but without the leash on. Because if
Yeah,
you get off, you get off. And that's
yeah,
that's my experience. But again, like you said, it happened in a blink of an eye. We lost Nathan, and Nathan,
yeah,
like, what an ambassador for the sport. Like, even his
yeah,
videos, like, I'm subscribed to his channel. I was commenting on every video. He was supporting me as well. River surfer,
yeah, yeah.
longboarder, powder surfer. He was with the Jensen crew, like, so amazing. You know what I mean? And it's definitely a big loss for a sport. And I'm aware of all those details, but I want to push the limits. And when you push,
Yeah.
you have to take risk.
Right, right. Now you mentioned we're talking Jeremy Jensen, Powder Surf, and all that. You when we were on the phone, you were talking about a couple other powder surf companies that are making some pretty incredible stuff these days.
Yeah, but there's Wolfgang in Europe with the Asmo. I think the Asmo, with their new technology that you can ride the groomer, uh, and the weight, the construction, the PTEX base, the Asmo is a next level. If you have something in your quiver and you're powder surfing, it beats everything. For
Right.
the weight, for, like I said, all the factor that I ate in. And again, at the end of the point, powder surfing is almost like a craft. You know what I mean? There's no right or wrong. It's just like a surfboard. You know what I mean? Like there's all those design, and they all do well, and they all have those different techniques.
Yeah.
If you go in Jeremy Jensen again and grassroots, there's line up. Every board got a task and a thing depending how much powder,
Yeah.
where you're riding, if there's wind crust and all those things. So yeah, Asmo
And
is one. There's Easy Powder Surf out of Quebec in Canada here. His design is quite amazing for the lightweight. He tried to do carbon fiber like we do with the pro board. There's Tim Wisely with Shark. A Shark, like I said, the bamboo, the craft machine, the art. Wow, what a board!
yeah.
There's all those guys that do that, and I guess there's pro board as well. If you look at one of my pro board, the art that we try to do here, it's like one of those street painters. I
No,
don't know if you
wow.
can see. If
Yeah,
you can see
Aurora Borealis.
between the stickers, It's like, those street painter that do spray
Yeah.
paint,
Yeah.
and they sell you for $50 and everywhere. So it's like spaceship, Twilight Zone. You know what I mean?
Oh, that
We
nice.
call it the fourth dimension writing. So it's like,
Yeah. Right.
the space.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to riding one of those. I did talk with the wife, and gosh, that's sick. I didn't even realize there's the brain on the back of that shirt. That's that's pretty dope. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, those shirts, I love them. Like I said, I bought a mug, I bought everything from you. Like I said, supporting each other, that's where it starts in this industry. You know what I mean? Like I
Yeah.
said, you have 200 subscriber. If your 200 subscriber would like at least 50% of that video, so 100 people would like that video, that would bring a lot into your algorithm. You know what I mean? And same thing for
Yeah.
me. I have 600. I'm just under 700 subscriber. But if I all the community that watch me would do a like, and I know they should, you know what I mean? How easy is hard? And I watch people like you said watching TikToks, watching this, and not
Yeah.
liking our video, and I see people on Instagram liking other people's stuff and not liking our stuff, and I'm like, what about the support? Just like it for the support, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
Hey,
need to watch
hey,
the video all the way.
well, yeah, there you go. That's like a big deal. And I was looking at my average watch time. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but it's pretty it's pretty bad.
But again, you with your podcast is more an interview thing, and like I said, you need to catch that those people. But like I said, is it's all about the algorithm at the end of the day. It's
Yeah, I
all
mean,
about
my this hopefully is something you can just turn on and you don't even need to look at it. Just do whatever task you're doing, enjoy it or whatever, then maybe come back and you can like it, or whatever. Like if you hear something you like, like show some support. I love the fact that your videos are just short, to the point. It's like I know what I'm gonna get when I go there. And that, not maybe not all of them, but I'm like, dude, heck yeah, I'm getting stoked, just watching this guy like shred, you know?
yeah, but it's about the song. I tell people, if the video is just average, because sometimes it is because of the temperature, the weather condition, but it's the fun that we had there, that
Yeah.
time at that moment, and the song. I put a song to it, so just listen to the song. All the songs that I choose, I think they're even funny or are pretty good that you catch on, and it's all something
Yeah.
that reflect the beat of what was happening that day.
Nice. Very
This is
nice.
what you would do with the old 80s skateboard video, and that's where I grew
Yeah.
up with this. So for me, I don't know any better. You know what I mean? Like it's all I know: music, skateboard, and having your part. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. And it's like a new part every day for
And I
you.
don't do that.
That's
I
sweet.
don't do that to show off. I do that for yeah. I don't do that to show off. I do that for sharing the moment with people. You know what I mean? And I wish,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, I wish all of you would be there every day. I wish I had like 15 friends and would be like, like a biker gang every day, and we'd be like, it's us and we're 15, we're filming, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
it'd be so rad.
God,
But the fact is that I'm alone, and I'm alone, and I'm alone, and I'm alone, and that's it.
I mean, you're in paradise though. For a lot. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
geez, what a
Sometimes I call
beautiful
it my,
area.
my little jail. It's like being stuck in paradise, but you cannot go anywhere because of all the sacrifice that you do to do for doing this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's like it's even more for you up there. But being in Boise, like you kind of realize you're on an island here. It's like you can't just, I mean, you can just fly out of here and go places, but that's complicated. And and then you got to drive a couple hours to get to, there's tons of stuff to get to. Don't I'm not complaining there. I mean, and we got a resort that's just fantastic. Bogus Basin's so good. And it's like 14 miles from town, but it takes you, an hour to get there. Yeah. And I'm not complaining
But
either.
why is that? Is it because of the traffic?
No, it's just the road is like pretty much you can only go, there's a lot of turns. So speed limit's 35, but most of the time you're going 20, going around these turns, and then you have an influx of people as well. So um more and more people have passes there, and so you end up getting backed up or whatever. I'm not complaining at all. It might sound like I am, but it's like I guess kind of I got off track, but like the island part is, there's a few people around here that I can connect with. Thank goodness my daughter's gotten into it. Now, of course, she's gotten a little older. She's gotten a taste of snowboarding, and she wants a snowboard, because and I don't blame her. My gosh, she's only snow skated, and she jumped on a snowboard last year. It's like, oh, I know what to do. Like she skipped all those years of progression, like trying. I remember trying to like learn how to snowboard back in the day, and it's like she just learned how to snow skate, got on a snowboard, and was like, oh,
Natural.
yeah. It's like, oh, I know what I need to do here, and so I don't blame her at all. And we're still gonna go snow skate. I believe that. But yeah, I mean, we're we're kind of a small community still. I think it's stayed small, I mean, it grows incrementally just a little bit here and there, but I think you also have that fall off too, right? So like kind of um like I was last year, I was kind of getting the like, oh, well, maybe it would be cool if I got a snowboard, got back on the snowboard. And it's like there's there's no reason to limit yourself. But and that's why I love the idea of the pro board, and I can't wait to ride one, because that uh bigger bigger profile I think is good for bigger terrain.
But it's
I
an
don't know.
evolution. Like you have to think like right now we're gonna be at a turning point in the next years from definitely riders because I'm getting old and
Yeah.
I want to film younger people do like crazy things, like push the next level,
Yeah.
uh, and that's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Uh, After that, the evolution of the decks from the early days of snow skating, from the sizing, this, you know what I mean? If you go
Yeah.
on the Chiller deck on his website or on Instagram, you have older decks, and his early days of snow skating, the nose was square, and it makes sense that the top deck, the nose would be square because you don't really need the round thing. The round thing is just to make it look like a skate. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the foot positioning, it's square was nice. Anyway, all I'm saying is the evolution of prototypes and what we end. Like uh, Florida power skate were a great skate. They had a long tail, and for me, I really like the long tail because when you're in the steep, you had your weight perfectly divided. Liptech came and basically took the shape and just shaved the tail off,
Yeah.
uh, shaved the tail off, and that was still a fun board to ride. Totally different, you know what I mean? And it was
Right.
still it had the mania traction as well. They did anyway. It was still a very fun board to ride that powder skate, but again, they're all so different. And the pro board, it's an evolution. And me, I've seen the evolution of the pro board from the day that I met Greg till what I ride now, till the yellow one that I have. We have a PDX base, and what the prototype that we're doing to get to the next level right now, and what's upcoming in our brain and everything. And after that, if we would join more money and more people to it, it would be even like, you know what I mean, a
Yeah.
perfect miningless board. And after that, it would jeopardize basically the snowboard, industry.
Well, I'd
But
love to I'd love to get you back on, Ben, and with maybe possibly with Greg, and hear about what pro boards got in mind for the future and stuff like that. You
mhm.
you mentioned the short tail, and I gotta say, because I'm a really big proponent of this skate, the ATV 48. If you do own one, or if you're planning on owning one, I changed to the front holes on the board, and it just performs so much better. And I think that's what you're saying with the Florida and the longer tail. You do have, if you nub it off, then I think it jeopardizes some of that stability on the hill.
Oh yeah, definitely. But a lot of people on to have shorter radius turn, it's definitely fun. And when you're in a straight line, you're floating, it's fine. But when you're like in a steeper and you have to do longer turn, that tail was just like making you surf and make you glide perfectly, And that's why when Liptech shave it off, I'm like, it's good and it does well. Like I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm saying like it was just brought a different approach, and it's an evolution of everything. And that's what what I mean. And think 10 years from now, they'll have that kid that is maybe 7 years old now, and he'll be 20 in 10 years, or 17, and he'll be like, dude, those boards, I can push them to the next limit and the next, evolution. And that's the evolution of things, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And by this snowboard were directional, and that was the way. And now they're double rocker, twin camber, asymmetrical. It's like, they can be anything. So it's an evolution of all those technology and ideas that people brought together,
I do. Hey, Ben418, the Ben418. Check him out, subscribe to his channel, like his videos, and dude, just keep up the good work, man. I appreciate it, and I enjoy it.
Sending love to everyone, and to you as well and your family. I want to wish everyone an awesome season for 2025, 2026, and come and shred. Let's go shred. It's about going out and popping ollies, varial, kick flips, chevettes, and being out there together and having fun.
Thank you for joining us on this episode of AquaBrain TV. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hype, do all that good stuff. And follow us on Instagram at BrainAqua and our new TikTok, AquaBrain TV. All right. Until next time.